Welcome to another round of disc golf. I'm out at a new course today, never played here, so have no idea where the baskets are. I'm throwing from the red tees, which it says is a mid-length technical course. At least that's what it says on UDisc. So we will see what happens here. I didn't have any time to warm up, and I'm out here in the middle of a work day, so I got to get through this pretty quick. But over to hole number one, we got a par 3 279. Here we go. Okay, hole number two, got a par 3, looks like 375 is what the sign says. Pretty much down this really narrow gap and then finishes left. So I'm gonna throw a river here and hopefully I just don't lose any discs today. That's what we're going for. That was a great tree right there. I actually looked back on that. UDisc has that as a par 4, so only a double bogey, not a triple. All right, got a par 3, 210. Basket's just down here, so I'm gonna throw a pig, just let it hyzer in and try to hit a gap one time. Should be close. It has been a hot minute since I have played a primarily wooded course. I think the back nine opens up a little bit, but it has been several months, I would say, since I haven't played a course that's pretty much just wide open. So this round is gonna be interesting, as you can see on hole number 2. Hole number 4, I got a par 3, 248. Basket down here, so it's a pretty good little anhyzer throw. I'm gonna throw this fierce and just throw it flat and let it do what the numbers say it's supposed to do. Unfortunately, I got in the way of the camera there, but I don't think I could have thrown that much better. Ended up like 6 feet away for a nice tap in. So good par save here. Hole 5 got 265. Pretty hardcore Annie to the right. There's a Mando here. So I'm gonna throw this understable roach and try to turn it over. Maybe not hit a tree this time too. I don't think it got all the way down there, but that should be okay. I got to start reading the signs first. That was actually a par 4, so ended up parring, even though it was only 264 feet. After that second throw, that's kind of a nice little par. All right, hole 6.
par 3, 225. Basket's right here down on the other side of this. Nice bushwork here. I'm gonna throw a pig, just let it hyzer in. Beauty, nice little skip at the end. That should be a birdie. Didn't skip as far as I thought it did, but at least a decent opportunity for birdie here. Yay. All right, hole 7, got a 277. Goes left to right pretty good, so I'm gonna have to put some ante on it. I'll throw a fierce, and honestly, my last throw with this was decent. I just started it too far left, so I'm gonna just put it down the middle and hope it drifts to the right for me. It did, but not enough. So that's gonna be a decent little up and down for par.
I'm debating switching, like, for all of my ante shots, going to that understable roach that I threw earlier, because even though numbers wise that fierce should turn over more for me, the roach is definitely flippier, so I can put a lot more ante on it. So when these holes come up that are super far to the right, give me a better shot of putting one down there for birdie.
Barely made that. Hole number 8, got a 238 par 3, straight as an arrow, some trees in the way, so I'm gonna throw this somewhat stable roach, try to get it down there for a birdie. And just yanked it a little bit. Stayed like nice and stable for me, but just pulled it a little. Oddly enough, through all these trees, I still have a path to the basket. Oh, that could have been really bad. Okay, hole number 9, another super hard ante to the right. It's only 188, but it's like straight right. So I'm gonna use that roach and go a little higher and put a little bit more ante on it and not hit any trees. How about that? And I might have just thrown myself a bogey.
Fortunately, this hole is so short, it made it all the way down almost parallel to the basket, but just too many trees to actually go for the chains. All right, all things considered, +1 through 9. After that dreadful hole 2, that's really not that bad. So I'm gonna try to get a couple more strokes back. Again, I think it opens up on the back because when I parked, I saw quite a few baskets out there in the open. So I think I'm gonna have a few more shots at birdie, but just go on to number 10, see what happens.
Hole 10, we got a 400-foot par 4. I don't know if you can see it, but there is a Mando probably 150 feet down. So I'm not gonna try and get all the way there. Actually, I'm gonna throw this roach and just keep off of that Mando and then try and get up on my second shot for getting into birdie territory. Oh no. Well, technically I haven't missed the Mando yet, but that was a terrible throw.
Well, ended up passing the Mando, so don't have to take a stroke off for that, but still got some work to do to get up and down for par. Well, that's pretty pathetic.
Hole number 11, par 3, 273. I'm going to throw this Athena and just put a nice hyzer on it and maybe try to get a stroke back.
Sometimes after I make a throw, I just kind of ask myself, like, why did you do that? Like, I don't know why sometimes I feel like it's easy to throw just like a big high arcing hyzer, which is not difficult, but it's like, I didn't need to do that. That hole's only 273. Just like get a buzz and throw the disc right at it. Like, I don't know. I feel like I overcomplicate it sometimes and it's frustrating after the fact.
All right, number 12, got a par 4, 488 feet down into the woods. So I'll throw this Daedalus, try to get down there. I'm so bad at disc golf, I hate this. Well, I can see the basket straight through the little gap here, so I'm gonna throw this roach and get it close enough to make a par.
That was a terrible release, but ended up making it into the woods, so I should be able to save par at least. I think I'm just gonna stop talking the rest of the round. You guys can probably guess how I feel after each shot, so I'm just gonna stop talking.
Okay, I lied. I am still gonna talk to tell you what the hole is, but outside of that, not talking. Hole 13, 232, another Annie to the right, throwing a understable roach.
Okay, I lied again. I'm gonna talk again. You know how dumb I am? I read U-disc wrong, didn't even look for the basket, and just chucked it on that Annie line. It was actually a true hyzer. So I'm about 60 feet to the right of the basket because I read U-disc wrong. Yeah, one of those days.
Number 14, par 3, 378. Ends on a little hyzer down at the bottom of this clearing. Gonna try not to hit a tree again.
There were a lot of cars there and it was super loud, but 15 is par 3, 248 through that understable roach because it's like the only disc I feel comfortable throwing right now.
So bad.
Again, still by the cars. Par 3, 400 and something feet, like 405, 406. Terrible drive, the way the day is.
I literally have nowhere to throw this, so I'm just pitching it out to the middle of the fairway. right, par 3, like 230, 240-ish. We'll throw that stable roach here. Okay, hole 18, I got a par 3, 230. I'm gonna throw that roach again. Well, I can confidently say that was not one of my better rounds. First time playing the course, I mean, obviously I was really frustrated because off the pads I just felt terrible today. So I'm honestly lucky I even got out of there with a +5. So I don't really know, like, I don't know if what I should be focusing on right now is throwing my long, like mid to long ranges more accurately, like getting less hyzer on them, or just getting a little more distance on my putters. Because I feel like almost all the courses I play, if I can get 300 or so out of my putters, I would be fine. Like, I'd be in a position to par everything. But I also know that, like, it's fun to get birdies. It's fun to be able to throw far. So, like, I don't know. I'm kind of torn on what direction I need to go. So, you know, all in all, though, not mad. I need to come back here and play this again, though. This is a really nice course, super nice, like walking through the woods and everything, like, super peaceful. So, need to come here and play again. But if you watched this far, I appreciate it. We will see you next round, hopefully next week. Thanks.